great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoked that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The weirdest thing smoking on the internet. The Podheads Web Show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 420 on a hashtag Weed Wednesday, and you're here in the cipher with the Podheads. I'm your commander-in-chief, Frank the Tank, and as always, I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
What's up, what's up, what's up? You heard them. We're at the Podheads Web Show in the cipher, guys. I'm JB Perez at Podheads JB on all the social media spots. Shout out to WJHM102jams.com. Thank you for watching us here on YouTube. Guys, man, here we are again. Corona. I got it. You see me. I'm like, the cabin fever got me like, bro. Today was like one of those. You said you had a bad day yesterday. Today was like, just beat myself with a hammer kind of day. Just fucking. So I'm actually really excited to record an episode to smoke and get it all out of my system. So let's get to it, man. What's up, C-Money?
I wish that my co-hosts would imbibe all the things that I've been trying to imbibe. Meditation, yoga, all these things that are proven to help you guys with those bad hammer days. Yeah. Maybe one day. Maybe I have to physically be there to force you to do it, but hopefully you'll do it one day. I took 70 milligrams of edibles 20 minutes ago. Hopefully it kicks in during the episode. We'll see. If not, I have a pen that's 90-something% to take care of it. So, yeah.
Doing the yoga thing, except for I sliced my finger. If you follow us on social media at the Podheads Web Show, I sliced my finger open doing some work around the house, cleaning up some tiles. I needed some stitches, and it's crazy because I got the stitches, but I sliced the nerve, and I've just completely lost feeling in the whole outside side of my finger. So basically, I got this bandaged up, but on this whole side of on this finger, it's just completely numb.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
you went deep to be able to cut like nerve endings and to not feel it. Yeah, dude.
Frank the Tank needs an exoskeleton.
Yeah, you can see the fat. It was pretty gross. But check out the video that we put up online on our Instagram. I'm trying to give you guys every part of my life that I can. All, that's what we're doing here. So check it out. It's pretty gnarly, pretty cool. But I was doing upside down freaking wheelbarrows. See, money, like even
Okay.
I was trying to do this 30-day yoga thing just to kind of maybe reset myself.
Yeah.
Back, get myself aligned and whatnot. And this happened, and I haven't been able to do it. But I did start practicing guitar again today. So we'll see what happens.
If you don't feel it, you said it, right? You're gonna become a better player because you don't feel the callus on the fingertips. You can probably jerk off with your fingers now too, and it'll be like a stranger. See, money, to your point, listen, every day, wake and bake's my favorite, and especially if I smoke sativa, I'm ready for the world. I'm ready for yoga. I'm ready to work out. I'm ready to meditate. I'm ready to do my to-do list. And then a few hours later, it goes away. It's such a weird feeling. Like I wake up every day so full of joy in life, and it just like hits me like a brick, man, ton of bricks. Coronavirus got me messed up, guys. I don't know what to do. I tell you what, let's smoke like we always do.
Exactly. It's got everybody messed up, JB. But that's why we smoke. And speaking of smoking, let's do this as we always do before we get into this. Guys, it's going to be a fun episode. I'll be honest with you. While you gentlemen are lighting up your respective smokes, I kind of dropped the ball. We recorded an episode last night. We did an episode last night, but I didn't record it. So rather than trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice, because it was a damn good episode, I'm just going to give you a podcast episode, kind of shoot the shit, and see what we can strum up. On that note, what are we smoking?
Well, I'll go since JB's still doing his thing here. So I got these edibles, man. They definitely do something, but I guess I just have a misconception of what I want them to do, but it's all right. And they're Captain Crunch berry flavored. which is amazing. I mean, the things they're able to do nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
Like
so
the-
that's pretty cool.
Like literally.
Yeah. That's, and it tastes like it's white and it has little tiny berries in it. It's funny.
Like, how do you know what's in there? Like, how do you know?
Well, it comes from a good company. It's from TKO,
Okay.
good reputable place. Yeah, man. So I popped some of those, and I got cookies. It's another thing from TKO in the pen.
You know, I said it yesterday, C-Money. As far as the edibles is concerned, man, we've said it dozens of times, I'm sure, on this show. It just metabolizes different.
Yeah.
And therefore, it gets in your blood different. And so for someone like us who smoke every day, all day, every day, it's just different. And you need to take a break to be able to get the effect of the edibles for
It's
you.
11 hydroxy metabolite for people listening. That's what happens when you eat edibles, and it's 3 to 4 times more psychoactive than THC. So that's when you hear people of tripping when they take a high dose of edibles. So I think the podheads need to just go to California or Colorado and get like a mega milligram and just go to Jupiter.
Go to town.
Trevor, shout out to Trevor Brown. I know he watches these episodes, every episode. So shout out Trevor. You're good peoples. He actually is planning a trip to go out to West Virginia with some friends to like
West Virginia. That's the hills have eyes, bro.
These are white people I'm dealing with here. But you usually don't find the Puerto Ricans up in places like West Virginia.
Yeah, no.
I plan to go, and there's talk of mushrooming and other things on the trip. So I'm trying to make something like that happening. I've been talking about trying shrooms forever. I do want to try them, and when I do, I will share those experiences. I'm going to try to record them all. So we'll see what happens in July. On that note, there's other things coming, folks. Make sure that you're looking out as these COVID-19 restrictions ease, and as we find the world to be a safer place. We're going to be getting out there more. Basically picking up where we left off, traveling around, doing events in different places, meeting our fans, connecting with the people. So make sure you check in with us on social media, subscribe to the YouTube. There's awesome interviews and sessions and just fun little conversation pieces that we put up all the time. So at the Podheads Web Show everywhere. I'm rolling up a blunt, guys. I've got some good bud here. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it took me 3 friggin' hours to get this shit today.
What?
Yeah, I was so pissed. Bro. I told you yesterday I didn't have a great day. I had kind of a shitty day. I knew I needed to get some bud. So today I had the day off. I was like, I'm going to go early before traffic. And that just turned out to be a clusterfuck. Ended up having to follow a guy all over town.
Oh, wow.
His place. And it was just another reason why I hate it not being legal. Just like I think about the shit that people have to go to get bud in illegal states, and sometimes it's just such a pain.
You pay for it in money and time and risk. Like, we listen to the people. We'll pay the tax. Let's get it going. Like, we have no problem. We'll pay the tax. Shout out to all the marijuana spots who stayed open. The governors who allowed it. Here in Massachusetts, I've been struggling for 4 months, but they're about to open it. The United States is saying, fuck off, Corona. We're going to open anyway. And here we go. So starting the next week, I'll be able to go to the dispensary. So I'll record it. Let's see. I guarantee you it's going to be around the block.
Yeah,
I mean, it was 90% of the 90% of the marijuana dollar bills was from recreational. So it's going to be packed.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Corona, I did want to get your guys' take. I don't have the story saved, but we keep hearing things about coronavirus conspiracies, and not so much conspiracies, but about the media and about the medical industry lying about the numbers. We've spoken about it on previous episodes. I just found out, I'll get the information and try to post it later, but the former director, or at least person that manages the page that has to do with everything for COVID-19 in Florida, was removed from her position after she refused to put up fake numbers, essentially. And they made her delete data that or they deleted the original data that she had kept. So
Look at that right there. There you go. You don't have to say another thing to me, my friend. Everybody's corrupt. Everybody in Florida, everybody's corrupt. You can't prove it. The lady got fired because she wouldn't lie about COVID numbers so that they can reopen faster. I mean, it doesn't get more criminal than that. Yeah, how much more proof do you need to see that they don't care about you? It's all about the money. It's all bullshit. Bro, this is unbelievable. That story, when I read it, unbelievable.
It stopped at me for Elon on Joe Rogan Experience, just flat out saying this guy. And I had I had friends that it kind of like aggravated me because when I told them what he said, they just, were in disbelief right away. They just said, "Oh, that's all bullshit what he's saying." And I'm like, I don't know. This guy has a lot to lose. He can't exactly go on a platform like that and spew nonsense out of his mouth. And Elon was even saying that hospitals, not all, but some are in a dilemma where they either need to lay off doctors because there aren't enough patients, or they need to lie about ailments that these patients have and throw them on a ventilator when they shouldn't go on a ventilator because it's more money for the insurance claim. It's a very strange thing. It is.
I've been saying since day one, I'm not going to leave it alone. I've been saying since day one that something seems really sketch. There seems to be more from the beginning. There just seems to be more going on than I can articulate. I don't know what, but here we have just more shit.
I don't think, the more I think about it, I don't think there's a conspiracy per se, quote unquote. I just think there are people taking serious advantage of COVID-19, whether it's a real disease and it's out of control or not a disease at all and it's really up there and below there, everyone's taking advantage. Money, I mean, I read today churches are getting like publicly funded. Like, why do my taxes go to a church so they can stay open? Like, it's just,
bro, churches are the worst. They pay no taxes. They make billions of dollars.
That's my point.
Let's be honest. I don't know, I'm going to make a lot of enemies there. That's probably why we have a hard time getting anything. Because
listen, I have Christian friends, and I've told them, it's like, in this day and time, Donald Trump is not helping your cause. People are going to church less and less because the people that represent you are scumbags, and outwardly so.
Well, there is a conspiracy that it may have something to do, or it's being inflated with the re-election or something to do with Trump, but we'll see. But we got to go, guys. We'll be right back. We'll entertain this for a little bit longer. We don't want to make a whole Corona episode, but we got to fill you in because it's going on in the world, right? Yeah, guys, check us out at the Podheads web show, everywhere, anywhere. Subscribe. Check us out. We'll be right back.
Yeah, baby.
Fifth after class, nigga. Better go study. My grandma said do it, so I'ma go do it. I cannot be stupid. In a world full of dummies, you have to survive, but end up in embalming fluid.
All right, you're back in the cipher with the Podheads. Make sure you check out all of the social media, Instagram, YouTube, everything. WJHM102jams.com. That's the website for the station. As we speak, people are working on our website. You're going to be able to go to thepodheads.com and check out all of our videos, to see bios,
merch.
It's going to be pretty fucking cool. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that here coming in the next few weeks. But anyway, back to this Corona thing, because we want to get this shit over and done with. By the way, I'm rocking my Corona beard. It looks pretty shitty. But I got some red in my beard, by the way, guys, all over my mustache.
You're a copper guy. I'm a white guy. I don't know if you can see it in the camera here, but I'm a white, white hairs. A white guy, I said.
I'm gonna be a silver fox, because I only get either white hair or just these bright copper hairs all over my beard. Which is the European roots, right?
Mm-hmm. You're slave owners, brother.
At least my family was part of that.
That's what it is. You think I'm laughing? I'm not laughing.
Yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right. I mean, if you're Puerto Rican, you were either part of the you were either a slave. Your ancestors were either slave or owned slaves or somewhere. But anyway, back to this Corona thing. You think it's bad here? We are not. We're talking about the conspiracy theories. There's definitely something going on. All right. Why else would they be throwing people out the windows in Russia, bro? All right. 3 doctors, 3 freaking, and I can't even do it right because my gift finger, but 3 doctors in Russia about a month ago were thrown out of windows on separate occasions. All reports coming out of Russia say they fell out of windows. All 3 of the doctors either were suspected to have been exposed to Corona or being treated for Corona.
Bro.
On top of that, all 3 of them had been publicly, publicly criticizing the state for what they've been doing. So, come on. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these guys' names, but just Google it. An ambulance doctor by the name, what was this guy's? Alexander Shepolov. Another ER doctor, Elena, I'm not even going to try. Novomanskia. I can't even say this.
Killing it right now.
Look, don't even worry about the names. Google that shit if you want to find some conspiracy theory stuff. Because there's something to hide, guys. I don't know what the hell it is. I said in the last segment, I can't put my finger on it, but there's a reason why people are getting thrown out the windows and people are disappearing in other countries. We're talking about COVID-19.
Well, it's weird because it's like a worldwide thing. You have the China doctor months and months ago that died in the hospital or whatever. That was a conspiracy, who was like a whistleblower. You can Google that. You have this Russia thing. You have all the conspiracy behind the inflatable deaths here in this country. Again, Elon Musk said it on Rogan's show. We have the clips on our Instagram because I can't exactly quote him. But again, someone like that wouldn't make shit up. He has billions of dollars on the line. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is weird, man. But I think JB is also right. I feel like it's all real. I'm not saying the virus isn't real. It's definitely real. I have a grandmother who had it and she beat it, but thank Christ. But it's definitely being inflated, right? People are sitting here taking advantage.
Nobody you know had COVID. Like, this is the crazy thing. And I feel terrible almost as I say this because I know somebody's going to say, well, I know somebody who knows somebody that died of COVID.
Right.
But I cannot find a single soul that I know that really knows someone that knows someone that knows somebody that died of COVID. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't people that died of COVID. All I'm saying is that you're the closest person that I personally know had an encounter with COVID was your 90-freaking-1-year-old grandma, and who's supposed to be the high risk of all high risks, and she had pneumonia.
Bro, like, yeah, epitome of high risk. Alzheimer's, pneumonia, 91. Like, it's...
You know, kicking like Bruce Lee. So don't tell me that the whole story is being told, and I'm not trying to oversimplify it. It just seems like you get these crazy stories out of the news and on social media, but nobody really knows somebody.
You can't use any story coming out of Russia for anything, okay? I mean, you said it. You said it. They were bad-mouthing Russia. You don't think Donald Trump, if he could murder every reporter or every person that bad-mouthed him, he wouldn't? I bet you he would. And Putin can. So he does, and that's probably what happened. I don't think these guys knew anything about, oh my God, COVID. They were just talking shit about Russia, and that happens every day over there. You know, you badmouth Russia, you badmouth China, and you might end up falling out of a bathtub outside of a building. You understand? Like,
I don't know. That seems to me a little much. People get arrested for that kind of stuff, but you don't just say, you know, Putin's an asshole and they throw you out of a window, bro. I think there's a reason why, and it's not just because they criticize the state. This isn't like Russia from like 100 years.
I don't believe any story coming out of Russia. Give me a little bit more. I'm with you. There's something, but I don't trust anything coming out of Russia. I believe three doctors died.
Look, I don't believe anything coming out of Russian states. I don't believe anything coming out of the Russian state, but some of the media and some of other media sources that talk about it, you know, the Russian state's not going to report on their own shit. This is third-party sources that are saying, this is what the Russian state is saying. They fell out of a window by mistake.
And nobody believes they fell out of a window. But, you know, that's a great segue into, like, North Korea, right? There's news coming out of North Korea, again, about Kim Jong-un, that he's alive, bro. We talked about it. That he's dead. We said it last week. He's alive.
Not necessarily that he's dead, we said on the first episode that he was dead, right?
Right.
He was dead. Then the next episode after that, we find
He's alive.
according to North Korea, right? And I said it. You're right. I said I don't trust anything that comes out of there. So we should take what they say with a grain of salt. Now we're finding that furniture and pictures of Kim Jong-un's granddad, the guy who found North Korea, is being taken down. The last time that happened, there was a change of power. So there is something happening in North Korea. We don't know what. I believe that fucker's dead, and there's a balance. There's a change of power coming, but they're just trying to be sneaky about it.
When I heard that he faked his own death to expose rats in his organization, I was like, that's a badass move, but I don't know if he's actually capable of something like that.
Yeah, if people don't know that, that's a great story. Some people believe that he faked his own death so that he could oust all the rats in his government. Like that is a power move right there. Again, we don't know. It's North Korea until I see a video about it. I don't believe anything. When you told me the story yesterday, Frank the Tank, I thought of like taking it away. Like, maybe the chick is actually coming into power. Like, if it was another king, if it was another man, I don't see them changing that, like changing that line of statues, right, and pictures. There is a different person likely to become. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody with a different mentality than the Kim Jong-un family, which were all communist, totalitarian dictators, asshole, rich, fat slobs.
Sure. I get it. Who knows what could be happening? And this is going to take us on a whole nother page, but who gives a shit? It's a podcast episode. We're just shooting shit anyway.
Okay.
But this right here, the news coming out of North Korea, not from North Korea, but news saying that they're moving shit around, okay? The stories are coming out of Russia that people are being thrown out of windows, all right? This is why I don't believe that there's alien life out there or that anyone has found alien life out there.
What? What are you talking about?
I'll tell you why.
I'm disappointed.
I believe that there may be alien life out there, but I don't think anyone has any evidence. I don't believe. And here's why. You can't do shit these days. I don't care. You can talk about the CIA, the Illuminati, all these secret government agencies. But in the world that we have today, you cannot do nothing without somebody leaking something.
Bro, they leak this stuff. They leak stuff every day. Money tells me Joe Rogan has a new guest every week, ready to spread the secrets.
And it's a guy who shows up who just talks. And it's a guy who just shows up who just talks.
What else you want?
Evidence.
Okay, that's a conspiracy. It's there where there's smoke, there's fire. Give us the fire. We want the fuego. Give us the aliens.
Well, the only thing we have is the guy, Commander Fravor. That's really that.
This is my point. Besides some grainy videos and some bad pictures, we don't have any real, legit account from a legit government, any legit freaking evidence anywhere. And you're telling me that you got people finding out that they're moving pictures in the palace in North Korea, and that's one of the most top secret, kind of tightly guarded places out there, and nobody has come out and said, I've managed to get a picture from this lab in this country. You tell me every country in the world that has the ability or the capability to find this all on the same page about keeping a secret.
The U.S. government killed John F. Kennedy. They've ruined lives, throw people in jail for less. This is not like the president. The president is like a temporary employer, right? He don't know shit. People don't know shit. There are a group of people deep inside the government, and I believe the Bush family, if you believe the conspiracies, Daddy Bush ran the CIA and he knew all about the aliens. There's just a few people, who are holding tight.
Well,
It's coming out. It's coming out. Let me just say this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. These guys are dying. Okay, they're on their deathbed. These stories are coming out now. Your proof is coming, Frank the Tank. I promise you.
For 100 years ago, there was a guy on his deathbed. I promise you, talking about an alien encounter. You know what I'm saying? Again, the more you look back in history, and I'm a history buff. #higher learning. the more you look back, the more you find that things aren't as different as we think they are, right? The more things change, the more they stay the same. I go back all the time and sometimes I look at things about just simple, small things like car accidents 100 years ago to see if people drove any different. Serial killer cases, mass shootings 100 years ago. Things have not been on as much a rise. Everything is pretty much on rise with the population, right? Violence, shootings, human nature has not changed. Just people, just the amount of people on Earth has, right? So my point is there's always going to be stories of aliens and this, that, and the third. I'll leave it at this because we got to take a break. You believe there's aliens out there. You believe that that's possible, and you believe that based on reputable people or people that you believe in source.
Yeah, it's based on the smoke, bro.
Okay. There's been a billion people since the beginning of time that talked about ghosts, that has given ghost stories. Do you believe that there's ghosts running around?
No. It's different, bro. I'll take the grainy, bro. I'll take the grainy Bigfoot video, and I'll take the account. We really gotta go, but circumstantial evidence is proven in courts all the time. There is so much circumstantial evidence on aliens. It could be proven in court. And with that, let's go to break, guys. We're the Podheads Web Show. We'll be back with our segments, the drug screening and the weekend weed. Let's do it.
Tell my kids not to grow up like me, might not grow old enough to see that seed, just because they wanna be like me. No, a young child, I never see you smile, cause now I see you run away for miles and miles. Quien dice que yo no siento dolor, apenas me levanto y se me para el corazón. Sé que la gente sabe que yo no soy ningún santo, las llamas del infierno se están acercando. Vivo la vida de maleante sin pensarlo. Me arrepiento, pero el diablo me está esperando.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is my turn for the drug screening, a feature we have here on the show where we bring you some shitty, sometimes not so shitty movies, but they're just 100 times better when you're baked, when you watch them. My turn, and I'm bringing you a good one, so let's get right into it. It's a drug screening.
Did you ever see Son of a Woman?
Yup.
You ever seen Son of a Woman on weed?
You may have seen him before, but you've never seen him like this. We've scoured the archives in search of some of the worst movies just to bring you the hidden nugs that were made better by Bud. The Podheads Web Show presents The Drug Screening.
Thank you guys for joining us. Hashtag The Drug Screening at the Podheads Web Show. Kind of surprised that this one made the list of our shitty but good when you're baked movies. Friday After Next. Can't believe it. 5.8 out of 10 DMB, 26% Rotten Tomatoes, which is really odd, dude. This was a great movie.
Haters.
Haters. Not the best one, obviously. Friday was the best one, the original one. But with the Hood Santa robbing everybody and the Terry Crews trying to rape Cat Williams and them being security guards, Day and Craig. Dude, it's a great, I can't believe it. I mean, so many good moments. And I think my favorite is the party at the end when Terry Crews and Kat are locked in the bathroom. This shit killed me.
I'm a boy, Damon.
Well, the way he talks to the chick when he pulls up, he's like, bitch, why don't you get in there and help this young man? Like, he's just such a...
Don't be sorry, bitch. Be helpful.
And the guy with the donut shop where he's like, buddy, he's like the stereotypical racist type of character. You know what I mean? Like the buddy. Yeah. Amazing, bro.
Yeah. Ice Cube, I don't know if Ice Cube gets enough credit. I think Ice Cube was really ahead of his time for the things that he's done. And good quality movies. I'm sorry, bro, but Tyler Perry ain't got shit on Ice Cube, if you ask me. Maybe that sounds ghetto as hell, but I watched Tyler Perry movies, and there's not many I like at all.
Yeah, they're stupid.
They almost perpetuate stereotypes instead of kind of making fun of them and showing. I don't know. Things could be a little different. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not. But Friday, any Friday movie, I'm all about. Great movie, Friday After Next. That's a good one,
Mm-hmm. And it's perfect for the drug screening, right? Because of the cast. I'm looking at the cast right now. Ice Cube, Mike Epps, John Witherspoon, rest in peace. Don Curry, Ann Horsford, Clifton Powell, Cat Williams, right? Terry Crews, we said.
Bro, there's a subtle part in the movie too that cracks me up every time. Is they film their dads film the commercial for the barbecue joint they own, right? And they say that barbecue's so good that it makes you want to smack your mama. And he actually, Witherspoon's character smacks his mom in the thing, and then she has like PTSD. So any loud noise in the movie, she like shakes in fear and shit. If you don't remember that, you gotta go watch it. It's so funny, bro. Yeah. And she has a mark on the side of her face.
Mm-hmm. It was a good choice, C-Money. Definitely a hated movie because I think it was just as good as all the, Friday and Friday after that and last week's Friday. Anyways, hashtag the drug screening. Shout out to C-Money. Thank you there. Good job. All right, I'll take it there from you, C-Money, because it's my turn to do my segment. Hashtag the week in weed. Wherever you are, wherever you go, whatever you're smoking on, the news that matter to you, the news you want. It's the Week in Weed. All right, guys, thank you. Hashtag the Week in Weed, where I, JB Perez, bring you the latest and greatest cannabis news from around the world. And you're living in the world right now where the coronavirus has slowed a lot of things down, but things are slowly starting to open up, and therefore the news is starting to come out as well. So here you go. Let's get started, guys. The first headline in this week's Week in Weed. Check this out, man. And we talk about money all the time. In April, in the middle of a pandemic, Oregon broke a record selling $89 million in April, guys. Woo. That's like $3 million a day in legal marijuana sales. I mean, what other proof do any of these other states need? Is it the crime? Look at all the other statistics, and I guarantee you that the numbers will be perfect. In fact, I bet you they'll be better. And this just adds to it. $89 million in marijuana sales, up 45% from last year. There you go, guys. That's the headline. The people want it. The people need it, and they're paying for it.
I think a famous poet by the name of Jay-Z said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And I think that nothing could be better said about the government and this whole legal cannabis situation.
Mm-hmm. Dude from Oregon, the representative out of there, Earl Blumenauer, he said this, bro. He said this is why over 25 states declared marijuana dispensaries essential during this crisis. Of course. Look at the numbers. Jay-Z said it.
Bro, that's 4.2 billion if all the states, 50 states. Of course, there's, you could argue the number is kind of loose. Yeah, that's all. If all the states did roughly that number, that's 4.2 billion extra dollars.
There's very little you can tell me that can convince me. And I feel like I'm a smart guy. And yeah, there's very little. So
I'm no economist, but we're in the hole some few $1 trillion. You legalize it federally, you tax a percentage off of that, get $1 billion of that maybe.
Mm-hmm.
How many years? But I'm just saying, $1 billion a year has got to cut into that somehow. Somewhere.
And there's another stimulus coming out for a couple $1 trillion. Dude, it's.
Anyways, let's keep it moving. Quick, small Week in Weed news. You said about stimulus package. They just redid it to add the cannabis money to protect cannabis companies to get federal aid. Okay, so I'm going to put one up in the air for them because I think that's important. They see that it's essential. Americans use it, and they should get the money as well.
Speaking about money and AIDS, that's probably a very tasteless segue.
You bastard.
That's probably a very tasteless segue. Shout out to Magic Johnson for funding minority-owned businesses that were denied by the government for stimulus funding. So shout out
cool.
To that shitty segue, but hilarious. But yeah.
Guys, keep it moving. Hashtag the Week in Weed, the second headlines of this week's Week in Weed. California. We talked about several times in Week in Weed that as marijuana is legalized, they're expunging all these criminal records. Like they're overturning all these misdemeanor records. Well, California is set to do it again, this time even automatically. Over almost 12,000 cannabis convictions are going to just automatically be tossed out. You don't even got to sign up. You don't even got to call nobody. And that's your headline. This is very small. There's nothing else to say except let's put one up in the air for California to see the obvious. It sets a precedence now for all the other states to follow. Like, this is the right thing to do. People shouldn't be in jail for what other people are making millions and millions and millions of dollars for. What do you guys think?
I agree 1,000%. I couldn't agree more, and I'm ecstatic to hear that. Great news. People's lives are ruined. They're losing opportunities at good jobs. And these are people that could make a difference in this world. Education benefits is one. You can't apply for education benefits if you've been convicted of a drug crime. So education, career opportunities, getting their potential just snatched for them for a little bit of bud. And like you said, where other people are making money in other states off of. So California, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, big ups to California. They're always progressive in that way as far as the people. And you said it, Frank the Tank. It really is a new lease on life, because all these avenues are now open up. Like, and just imagine what that does to the person too. Like, they feeling good. They don't feel down. They don't feel mad. They're like, yo, this is my opportunity. All because marijuana is legalized. Again, another reason why we just need to legalize this, guys. Hashtag the Week in Weed, guys. Last news, the third one. And here it goes, guys. It's not really even a headline or even a news. It's just a list I found that, not even blew my mind, but I just thought it was a great list. The 100 most visited countries in the world ranked by their cannabis friendliness. So this is a tour. This is a list of countries that you should travel if you're a cannabis friendly person. Okay. I want to ask you guys, give me who you think is number 1 and who you think is 100 in the entire world.
Wow.
I know there's a lot of countries, so we'll make it quick. Just give me who you think is number 1 and 100. Frank, go.
I say Netherlands is probably number 1.
Okay.
Up there. 100. Now, these are all legal in these countries, or?
No. These are just countries in general. This is a traveling list. You understand? You can go to any country in the world, but depending on their friendliness, they might not be friendly at all. You understand?
All right, so I'll say number 1 would probably be the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, I'm thinking someplace like South Korea or China.
Okay, Simani?
Friendliest is probably Uruguay, and I would say least friendliest would probably be, damn, bro, I had it and I just lost it. Shit. I would say least friendliest would have to be something like Iran or something.
Okay, now great guesses from both of you guys. I'm gonna read you the top 5. And then I'll read you the bottom 5 just for fun, guys. The number 1 country as far as friendliness for cannabis is Canada, where 13% of the population say they smoke. It's recreational, medical, and given an A+, at 175 points. So it's considered the best country.
Podheads go to Canada.
Canadians are just nicer, so I think that just kind of incorporates into the friendliness of why there is. Uruguay's number 2, C-Money. Nice one. Georgia, the country of Georgia, is number 3 on that list. Interesting. South Africa's number 4, and Guam is number 5.
Well, I've been speaking of Guam since in there, dude.
Very nice.
I say we take a trip to some of these countries and we start. But Canada might be number 1.
Yeah. The bottom, guys, the bottom 5, and I'll finish it with rapid fire because we got to go hashtag the week and read. 100 is Singapore.
Ooh.
Possession of 500 grams or more, you could get the penalty death. Like, death penalty. They can
Well, get your ass beaten with reeds. Remember that kid back in the 90s who got whooped in public for stealing something out there in Singapore? Yeah, you don't want to fuck up in Singapore.
Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Hong Kong, Laos, and Malaysia are considered the worst places to go if you're a weed smoker, because you could die if you get caught with weed over there. So don't go. Hashtag the week in weed. The Podheads are traveling to many of these countries. We'll be right back, guys. It's the Podheads.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. The Podheads Web Show, at the Podheads Web Show everywhere. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, WJHM 102 Jams every Wednesday for a live episode. Good stuff. We're everywhere. I wanted to touch on this alien thing because we've talked about it a couple times in this show, and it always gets me because I've turned into somewhat of a conspiracy theorist over the years, I guess you could say. But what I wanted to get your guys' opinion on is there's pictures of Adolf Hitler standing next to what looks like a UFO, and it's a drone type of thing. Now, the Nazis had drone technology. They used drone technology as target practice. So what's crazy is, you know, it kind of goes back even that far. So we're going into like the late 1930s, early 1940s of this whole alien lookalike craft type of thing. Now, who knows why they were building this for that reason, but we also know that the Nazis were involved in a lot of drug use and perhaps psychedelics. They definitely did a lot of methamphetamine, all these different mind-warping drugs.
They believed in the occult, too, and so they tried it all. You know what I mean? They were just trying it all, and that's what I was just going to say to that. They tried it all. So, again, I wouldn't take anything from the Russians. I wouldn't take anything from the Nazis, okay? Because they were just doing all sorts.
Well, my point, going back to the whole UFO thing, though, is like that's where I'm like curious what you guys think, because here we are in 2020, and it's still a relevant thing. Now, again, the most reputable thing that I could think of is that Commander Fravor guy going on Rogan's podcast, because again, he's a very down-to-earth dude who just said, "Hey, this is what I saw on my day at work one day," which happens to be flying a fucking jet. And he was like, "Yeah, that's it." He's not like a crazy dude. Like Lazar can be a little, you know, it's like, all right, dude, I give that to anybody. The Bob Lazar guy, but this dude is just, like I said, cool, calm, collected, just like, yeah, this is what I saw, and it was crazy, and don't know. Actively jamming our radar. And
well, so when you say UFO, you mean flying saucer, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the picture, you can Google the picture with Hitler. That legit looks like what you would see out of something, a sci-fi movie. That's pretty nuts. And again, it's like, why the fuck were they doing this?
Like a big, yeah. You know, to be honest with you, that was like a device that they built, right? So of course, why were they trying to replicate it?
What they see?
Yeah. But remember, even before then, there had been stories of flying saucers and things like that. So, you know, maybe it was something that they've seen in other newspapers before, or maybe it's something that they've witnessed firsthand. But again, it just always comes back to us. How come there's never been any real evidence? Whoever the hell is hiding it, if there is indeed evidence out there, then the gravity, the size of the force, the team, the coalition that it would take to keep this thing top secret or keep all this thing under wraps in multiple countries is just, I don't think it's just infeasible to me. It's just not.
I mean, I don't think it's unfeasible at all. We talk about all the time on the show that there are literally 10 billionaires in this world who really can run the company. I mean, if you look at the top 50 most richest companies, they're run by 4 people. Like legit. Look at the numbers.
Right,
it's true. So it's not difficult for me in my mind to think that in government they are the same 4 people or different people, but just a group of people that know it, and everything else is compartmentalized so that no one ever knows everything, and you know, reasonable doubt. I don't know, and if everybody gets too close, pop, you're dead. JFK, you're a little too close. Clinton, you asking too many questions, you better shut up or you're next. Barack Obama said that shit is not true. You know what I mean? Like, so if Barack Obama stood stand tall on aliens, and he said that they're not real.
So smart. Leave me the hell out of this.
Well, that's a conspiracy too. JFK, a lot of people don't know this conspiracy. And again, they're fun to entertain, but this one's kind of a mind grab too. Is JFK was really interested in alien life. He was really, really interested in alien technology, UFOs, all that stuff. He was just amazed by it. So much so that they, I guess being, you know, whoever, the CIA, I don't fucking know, whoever would be in charge of secret technology like that black budget type shit, said, you know, to the president, hey, you're on a need-to-know basis and you're not need to know. And now Marilyn Monroe, also, there's a quote out there, you have to Google fact check me, but these are all documentaries from Netflix where I get all this info from, so take what you will from it. Marilyn Monroe was just, you know, given the cold shoulder. That poor thing was passed around. I mean, you want to talk about Me Too. She was the first Me Too, that poor chick. She was passed around Hollywood to presidents to leaders, everything. It's sad. She threatened when he gave her the cold shoulder, yeah, I'm done with your pussy. I don't want it anymore, this poor thing. She threatened to go to the media and tell media everything he told her about the, quote, alien stuff. That was a quote that she said, and she wound up dead not too far after that. So
there have been like scientists and doctors and officials who have supposedly committed suicide after speaking publicly about it. Assassinations, government cover-ups, things like that, I 100% believe in. I guess I just think that it would be extremely hard to cover, like, why there's just so many countries, so many variables, right? Just so many different variables that for just one group of people to keep it all. And you know, I love the conspiracy that there is just one, like the Illuminati, right? One group running the world, and no one knows it but the group, right? They place people in power, and they have other people who know. Everybody knows a little bit, but nobody knows enough to piece anything together. I
think it's more like JB said, like, you know, we just heard Bezos goes to Pentagon meetings now. So I think it's more like JB said, where there's like a handful, and again, handful's a loose term. It could be 100 people that really are, quote, in charge of things just because money. I mean, they are just able to own so many sub companies and other influences, and people apparently are persuaded by money. I mean,
you said it, bro. Money equals influence.
Yeah.
Influence is big, yeah.
And it's again, it's a lot of fun to entertain things, but dude, what really is a mind fuck to me is, dude, I'll sit here and play GTA 5, right? And then I'll go drive my car, you know, whatever, to go to the grocery store, and I'll just like be driving, and I think to myself, like, how is this any different from what I was just doing in that game? Like, why would it be so impossible that something figured out or designed me playing this game just as I am in this game? Fuck, I'm almost driving the same cars in this game that are in real life. They're the same cars. Like, someone designed it just, and again, I was high, obviously, so that kind of didn't help, but it blows my mind where I'm like, that's just
you always talk about the virtual, the idea that we could all be an AI simulation.
Yeah,
that is like your number one conspiracy. And to kind of tickle that conspiracy a little bit, those characters in GTA 5 are programmed to have certain emotions, right?
Sure.
You hit them, they feel pain, they'll bleed, right? You point a gun at them, they get scared, right? You try to rob them, they'll fight you.
Yeah.
It could be programmed with, you know, how do you explain our intelligence? How do you explain our free will? We could be programmed with the ability to feel these things and do, you know what I mean?
Look at The Sims, bro. It's even more. The Sims, you could program your sim. I don't know when the last time you guys played that, but the recent Sims game is so creepy in depth. Your guy couldn't react a certain way to a certain situation, or like, you know, you can program them to not pick up the fucking garbage off the floor like a real person would, or whatever the fuck. Like, it's just such a weird.
On that day, you know, that day you're feeling motivated, you smoke some sativa and you have them pick up the trash. Some other day you just lay there and play video games. You know what? I keep shaking my head, or, you know, nodding my head, because okay, I'm with you. I'm kind of understanding this Westworld AI Matrix plugged in control thing that you guys are into. Right?
It just shows you that there's no difference between the reality they feel. Like Frank said, even though they're created characters,
they don't know.
They don't know. And that's why a conspiracy is that we are the AI in this
And we don't
simulation
know.
trying to become self-aware, because we don't know how our self-awareness works, and we're trying to discover that. The self-awareness being our brains, our consciousness, our thinking. That's the self-awareness we're trying to become aware of. That's how it's.
And no, you said it. You said it. The character doesn't know that he's a video game character, right? How would we know that we are an AI? How do we know we're an AI? There is no way to know. Let's bridge the two together, though, right? Maybe not necessarily an AI, but simulation, right? How would you feel? You spoke about secret organizations or groups of people that are running things, right? So with all you're talking about local world violence, right? You're talking about wars. You're talking about terrorist attacks. We're talking about elections. We're talking about careers and people's lives ruined in politics, right? People who spent their entire lives studying and working in politics and science and all that, just to find out that none of it really matters because the puppet masters are pulling the strings. That is a mind fuck right there, right? You're fighting with people have killed their neighbors because of their political affiliation.
Sure.
Arguments and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to think that doesn't really matter. It's all part of the game, all part of the simulation that other people are just running. And
wouldn't that make you mad? I think that would make me mad. Like if I realized that as the player, as the video game, and I became aware and realized that it was all bullshit. It was the illusion of free will, but it wasn't free will. You already knew what I was gonna do. That's bullshit.
It's the statistics blow my mind too, because it's something out of like Sim City. I don't know if you guys remember the Sim City game where you create the actual city that has a population, and then there's natural disasters that happen and all and all this other stuff. The fact that there's just, certain number of people die from auto accidents, certain number of people die from this, blah 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 blah. Then a certain number of people are born every day. Certain number of people have this defect, and it's just a consistent, just like a number.
Right,
it's just a number going in and out, in and out. That's what blows my mind. But between our lives, I don't know anyone that's choked on a pen cap. Knock on wood, thank the Lord. I don't know anyone that's died in an avalanche snowboarding down the mountain, but those are all statistics. People die from that every month or whatever the hell.
What's our statistic? We're our statistic. What's your statistic?
Yes,
right?
That's weird. That's really weird.
You gotta watch Westworld. You gotta watch Westworld because this last season talks all about this. And literally, it's almost weird because I hope that show, the fact that I've watched that, hasn't influenced my thinking about this, but maybe it has in a way. But really, that's the idea, is that the character that you follow, played by Aaron Paul, the guy who played Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad, he's pretty much pissed off because he's learned that he was in the military and his friends died and he went through all kinds of life experiences and was just an honest guy trying to make his best. And he found out that it was all for nothing because it was all being controlled by someone else. I'm not sure if it's at that quite level, but we're sitting here arguing about politics and arguing about shit that might not matter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to do what they do regardless. So me, I just say, fuck it. I'm not going to play the game. Turn the game off. I'm not going to argue about politics. I'm not going to pay attention to that shit. I'm checking out. That being said, no, the Podheads web show, the original, the OG smokers, the next thing smoking on the internet, the only thing smoking on the internet.
Ditto to that, my friend, at the Podheads web show. We love y'all. Comment, subscribe.
Stick with us, guys. We love the support. Until next time.